Okay, it's good. All right. So I just want to welcome everybody tonight to tonight's call. I'm taking Tommy's place, stepping in for him. Like he had mentioned last week, he's in LA right now, filming a new video, training video for the Coach Online office for the updated 5-step process, which is really kind of cool because we've been learning from him, for an entire year as he perfected and updated the 5-step process. And now it's just now going to the network, and everybody will be able to get a piece of Tommy and Swarm and the 5-step process. So we are really blessed to, once this comes out into the Coach Online office, this is not going to be news to us. We are going to be like, oh, we already do this. So just know that you're very blessed to be a part of all of this. And tonight, Tommy has asked me to come on and maybe talk a little bit about social media. I know that's something that a lot of coaches use to promote their business. And before I get started, let me introduce myself. I don't know if everybody knows me or not. I know that there's a mixture of Coach Basics and Ramp people on this call, but normally I'm on the 9 p.m. Tuesday calls for Ramp. And I haven't been on any of the Coach Basics calls, but my name is Liz Bellini. I have been a coach since April 2011, and I've actually been a full-time coach since April of last year. So coaching has been something that has blessed me and my family over and over again, not only with like the fitness, because I've had a great transformation story of losing 30 pounds with TurboFire, but it has turned into a great business for me and financially just for my family. So, and I'm really glad to be able to sit here with you guys tonight from the comfort of my own home and teach you all the things that I've learned that has helped me build my business in the 3 years that I've been a coach. And I think that, Tommy asked me to talk a little bit about social media because I build my Beachbody business primarily 90% of it from social media. I use primarily Facebook is my number one social media outlet. And recently I have gotten into Instagram for probably the last 6 or 8 months. I have been into Instagram and learning that social media avenue. I have dabbled in Twitter. I've dabbled in blogging. I have a Pinterest, but I don't even know how to use it. But I'll go deeper into my thoughts on all of the avenues of social media. But tonight I just wanted to maybe give you 5 things that I feel like every coach needs to know about promoting their Beachbody business on social media. So if you have your pen and papers ready, I highly suggest that you take notes because I'm going to be giving you a lot of information tonight. And like my mentor, Chalene Johnson, always says, smart people take notes. So I encourage you to get a piece of paper and pen out and start jotting some things down. So the number one thing I have written down, I just sat down today and I was thinking, okay, how do I use social media? And these are the first 5 things that just rolled off of my brain that I feel are really, truly valuable in promoting your Beachbody business. So number 1 is know your target market. Pitch to your niche. So I know that I've heard Tommy say this a lot when he's doing calls and things like that. We have somebody that has logged on and
I told you I was going to do it.
I'm sorry, guys. Can you guys mute yourself if you haven't already muted yourself? There we go. Okay, great. All right, we're back in business. So like I said, the number 1 thing that I recommend is knowing your target market and pitching to your niche. And Tommy has said this time and time again during his training calls or meetings or even live events, is that it's better to, shoot straight and narrow than far and wide. Okay, if you're trying to hit a target, you're not going to want to, throw a handful of pasta on the wall and see what sticks and what doesn't. That's just a perfect example of going slower and the more difficult way of trying to figure things out. So when you're pitching to your niche or trying to find your target market, the number one thing I always tell coaches is think about who you are. Who are you and what makes you you? What are your interests? What is it that's going to attract other people to you? Regardless, you're going to track who you are in the end. Like for an example, I am a mom, and I love fitness. I love helping other women who are mothers who are trying to get fit. I love showing them the way that it is, they're not too busy to work out, that they are able to fit in workouts even with kids, even with busy schedules, even with working full time. I was a full-time working mother of 7-year-old twins, working a full-time job with a hour commute both ways. And I was still able to have a make time for health and fitness in my life and lose 30 pounds. So I know that's true for me. I know that I was able to do that. So when I put myself out there, I put myself out there to other women, because that's who I am and that's who I relate to. Women who are mothers, who want to live a healthy and fit lifestyle. So that is like my target market. So when I am going out into Facebook, I am posting like a post that is saying I'm looking for 5 women, 5 busy women who are looking to lose anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds in 21 days. If you're busy, if you work full time and you only have 30 minutes to work out, then this is going to be a group for you. And of course, if you think right off the bat, I'm targeting them probably for either T25 or 21-day fix. So instead of putting it out there and saying, hey, I'm just looking for 5 people, I'm narrowing it down. I'm looking for 5 women who are busy, women who work full time, but they want to lose weight. So you're making it very specific, and you're targeting a specific niche and a specific market. So, and I do that with all of my posts too. Like, with meals I'm putting out there, lots of moms are always looking for quick, easy, fast, healthy recipes, not only for themselves, but for their kids as well. So I'm putting stuff out there like that. I always like to think when you're thinking in terms of, who am I pitching my niche to? Who am I? How am I going to attract others to me? I think of like for me, it's like 3 or 5 F's. Okay, the 5 F's or the 3 F's. So for me, my main posts largely involved fitness, family, food, and fashion, and my faith. Those are the 5 things that I generally talk about. If I were to go back into my Facebook, history and seeing what it was that I was posting about, 90% of the time I'm talking about fitness, food, my family, fashion, or faith. Those are the 5 things that really make, yes, the Gaga heels, Scotty. That goes along with fashion. But those are the 5 things that really make me, that make up me. So those are the things I know. Those are the things that I'm confident about talking about. So those are the things that I put out there. And generally those are the people that I'm going to attract. People who have families, people who are into fitness, people who like food, and like seeing pictures of really good pictures of delicious food, and of course that are healthy, other fashionistas that are out there, and of course people who are deep into their faith. Those are the people that I ultimately want to choose to surround myself with. That's a really great thing we have as coaches. We get to choose who we want to work with. And I strongly believe that what we put out into the universe is what we're going to get back. So that's the number one thing. Think of who you are, think of who your target market you want to be, and pitch to that niche. Number 2 is a big one. I always tell brand new coaches when they come on, like because I know that their number one fear is that they're not salespeople. They're like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to sell. That's the number one thing that they say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell anybody anything. And I tell them, I go, good, because I'm not asking you to be a salesperson. Actually, I don't even want you to sell one thing. Please do not sell one thing. Instead, go out there and share what the product, what the opportunity has done for you. Just go out there and share what it is that you're doing, how it's changed your life, and how you hope to help, how you hope to put it out there and change somebody else's life. So that's the number one thing I want to recommend you guys when you're putting stuff out on Facebook. Share, don't sell. Okay. So an example of that would be, maybe grabbing a T25 promotional picture off of Google or something like that. And it just says, buy me, buy Shakeology, with prices and everything on it. It is a complete turn off. People, because what that screams is, do I have an echo? Can you guys hear me okay? You cannot hear me okay. You can. You can't. Because I feel like there's an echo. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to text first for a minute. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Or is there an echo still? Echo? All right. Trying to figure this out, guys. All right. I wonder if I put my headphones in, it'll be different. Is it hard to hear me? But you can hear me? Okay. If at any time you guys can't hear me, okay, can you start waving at me and say we can't hear you or something like that?
Liz, did you mute everybody?
Ooh, I just hit.
Hang on. We need to mute everybody.
Okay. So how do I?
Hang on, I'm doing it for you.
You're doing it for me?
Yeah, well, if everybody could mute themselves, that would help.
It just got really quiet. Can you hear me, guys? Yes. Okay. Perfect. I got a really good thumbs up from Christy, so I'm gonna roll with that. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Share, don't sell. A perfect example is pulling an image off of Google for T25 that says, buy me now, Shakeology this, Shakeology that, deal going on, 180, promo, whatever. That just screams, I'm selling you something. It's a complete people. Instead, I would maybe share a picture of yourself working out, or maybe grab a more motivational picture off of Google that has a motivational quote or something like that. Show encouraging, or maybe share a before and after picture of somebody that had really great results. And while the company does get really great before and after pictures, their promotional pictures, in my are kind of salesy. So if you can find a picture that is just more authentic, that somebody has put out there and created their own before and after pictures, those are the ones that I like to use, because it shows that it's a real, and it shows it's less sales. And I feel like there's more personal connection. So that is my tip on share and don't sell. Number 3, Jody needs to mute. Okay. Are we good? Number 3 is consider Facebook like your living room. So when I invite people to join my Facebook, like if I'm out and about or I'm meeting new people, then I always think of Facebook as my living room. Like if you're inviting somebody over to your house, you want it to feel welcoming. You want them to feel comfortable in your living room. You want them to feel like it's a safe place. You want to build trust. So I always encourage people, especially when they come into coaching, because so many people utilize Facebook in so many different ways. So many people love to air their dirty laundry out on Facebook. They love to post negativity. And I know that prior to being a coach, I was very guilty of that. And prior to getting into personal development, I was very guilty of that. And people don't want to see that. Especially if you're coming from a standpoint of being a coach, somebody that is a go-to person for health and fitness, for positivity. Like you don't want to throw them curveballs and telling them, maybe I'm like a negative person, or maybe this isn't for real. Maybe this is just something that I do on the side. Like I always make it a best practice to only put positivity out into my Facebook. When people are when I friend request people, or I go out of my way to form new people and meet new people and broaden my network, the first thing I want them to see on my Facebook is something encouraging, something positive, something that is going to serve them in a way that's going to help them, whether it be a great, recipe, a foodie post, or a great fitness tip, or maybe something that was really nice about my family, something that there's so much crap out there, and people get so turned off by, negativity and the media and what's being put out there, that when they do see a post that oozes positivity and is targeted for helping people, that's like a breath of fresh air for people. And you start to attract, people start to attract, I've been doing, social media since I became a coach 3 years ago, and really practicing that. And I can't tell you how many, messages I get on a weekly basis that just says, thank you for being that light, thank you for being that breath of fresh air. Because there is so much negativity in the world. And she's like, I have people that frequent my page. They don't just wait for stuff to pop up on my newsfeed. It's like they log into Facebook and they're like, oh, let's go see what Liz is doing today because I need a boost of, positivity, or I need something. I often have people tell me that on Instagram, because Instagram is more of a target. On Facebook, I'm a variety of things, just like in my living room. It's my family, it's my fitness, it's my faith, it's, fashion, it's everything else. But Instagram, I'm all fitness. I'm 100% fitness, because Instagram is such a target market area. People go to Instagram to specifically look for specific things. They look specifically for photography. They look specifically for food. They look specifically for fitness. So on Instagram, I am 100% fitness. If I post something that is not fitness, my fitness followers, are like, what is this? And they are quick to hit the unfollow button, because they're like, I follow you because of fitness, not because you posted a picture of your kid's first grade graduation or something like that. As sad as that sounds, they follow you for a reason. And on Instagram, they specifically follow me for fitness. And I know that I have a lot of followers that they frequent my page to see what I'm doing that day, to see what kind of fitness tips I can offer them, or what kind of different healthy food idea I can offer them. So that's number 3. Facebook is like inviting people into your living room. Nix the negativity and choose just to be a positive light. Build trust, build relationship with the people that you're adding to your network. And let's see here. So number 4, this has to go with Facebook and affinity and the algorithms and the more technical side of Facebook. You really have to make sure that you are posting as often as you can on Facebook. I usually say 3 times a day, maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening. just because the more that you post, the more that you're able to boost your affinity. And what affinity is on Facebook is your popularity, your likability. Okay, so the more you post, the more people see your stuff. If you're only posting once every other day, it's likely that people are not seeing your stuff. So when you go to Facebook and try to utilize it as a tool to put out, let's say, a call to action for a challenge group that you're doing, and you get, like crickets, it's not that nobody is interested. It's probably that a majority of your Facebook population did not even see your post because your affinity wasn't up high. So I would recommend that you start posting regularly and maybe timing out those posts in the morning, afternoon, and then evening. I've come to find that a good time for posts are in the evening, like around dinner or like right after dinner, because people are done with work. They're kicking their feet up. They're probably sitting on their couch or sitting on their front porch, and they're sitting there with their smartphones and they're flipping through Facebook. That's when the highest traffic is, I've noticed, on Facebook. So in the evening, right around dinner time or right after dinner is a really good time to maybe put out a post. And I recommend, putting out a call to action post at least once a week. For me, it's usually Wednesday that I put out a challenge group post to drum up some interest or rattle the trees to see who I can talk to that day about possibly joining a challenge group or maybe even becoming a coach. So so that is definitely something I recommend doing. And I am going to pull out my, I have a guideline that I give my team of coaches when they're brand new, when they're trying to figure out how they're going to get the word out about being a coach and drumming up some interest to get some new challengers. And I actually pulled this from Janelle Summers. Janelle Summers is Shalene Johnson's sister. And if you're familiar with Shalene Johnson, she's not only one of our master trainers with Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Shalene Extreme, and the all-new PiYo workout that's coming out next month, but she is a social media guru. She is a mentor in business building. I've learned so much from her, and I've had the privilege of, being mentored by her one-on-one through her Smart Success Academy. And these are some of the things that I learned from her and her sister Janelle with just, Facebook and putting some posts out there. And I call it the law of threes. So, when you're thinking about what to post on Facebook, I always say, daily, at least connect with 3 brand new followers, whether that's on, your target market pages. For instance, I frequent Fit Mom pages a lot. I frequent those pages and I start, conversations and I friend request a lot of them. And I would say that I probably friend at least anywhere from 20 to 25 people a week, and I usually get about 12 to 15 friend requests back from those people. And I keep track of those names that are being accepted, because I know that I found them on a Fit Mom page. It was either something they said or maybe a picture that they posted that I was like, oh, I like this. Something attracted me to this person because they're just like me. So I'm sure we have something in common to talk about. So that is one way that I attract and bring new people into my network using Facebook. I frequent Fit Mom pages, fitness magazine pages, Shape magazine, those kinds of things. That is my area of expertise. That is where I feel comfortable going and talking to people. So that is one way that I build up my network of people, and adding people and inviting them to my Facebook living room to say, hey, we have a lot in common. And then when I go to invite them, I know where I found them, and I know on some level, for example, I would say, hey, Sarah, thank you for accepting my friend request. I think I found you on one of the Fit Mom pages, and must have been something you posted in there. Was really inspiring. Thanks for accepting the friend request. I love connecting with other moms who are into fitness. How long? And then I end it with, how long have you been into fitness? And then I leave it open. And 9 times out of 10, we start an amazing conversation. I've gotten to know many people that way. Many of them have become my customers. Many of them have even become my coaches through that. So daily connecting with at least 3 new followers and quality engagement. Like, you're not like inviting them to a challenge group right off the bat. You're building that relationship. This business is built off of relationships. So that is what I focus on when I'm meeting new people, especially people I have no idea who they are. They don't know me from Adam. I have to build that relationship and build that trust. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time, and you're going to come off as a slimy salesperson. So that's one of the law of 3s that I have. Daily contact at least 3 people from your network list. So of that network list that I friend requested and they accepted back, at least 3 people from that list, I'm reaching out to them, sending them private messages, like with the example of the one I just gave you. Post engaging content on your page daily, 3 times a day. Something as new about it could be about fitness. New coaches, when they're new into the business and they post fitness, it can be kind of annoying to some people, and it can be a turnoff, especially if they haven't posted about fitness ever until they became a coach. So I encourage new coaches, post often, but revisit your 5 F's or your 3 F's or whatever it is that makes you, and post about those maybe 1 time a day about fitness, and maybe the other 2, a great food post or a family post or something like that. The next one is post at least once a week about a challenge group, and maybe 3 times a week about a challenge or success story. Maybe share somebody's testimonial in one of your fitness pages. If you're in one of the Swarm support pages, there are people posting in there, posting their results. Maybe post a positive thing that somebody said from that group, and say something like, I love being able to check in on my groups every day because I get great messages like this, and then share the story. And that's another thing too. I mean, stories sell. You can tell people over and over again about the products we have and every single ingredient in Shakeology and all the facts and figures, but that's going to go in one ear and out the other for a lot of people. But the more stories you share, the more you're going to sell people on it, because people love a good story, and they love hearing real life people doing real life things and having real life transformations. Another 3 is at least 3 times a month, post before and after pictures, maybe of your own. People love to follow people who are on the journey. A lot of coaches worry that they might not be a good coach because they're not like the poster child of fitness, but that is not true. People are more encouraged by those who are on the journey. It's less intimidating, and that people like to know that they can run beside you and not behind you. So I would make it, it might be something that you're not ready to do. It might be something that, you might seem a little shy to do. I know that it's really hard for some people. I know that when I first posted my before and after pictures after TurboFire, I think I sat there for an hour and stared at my post before I actually hit post. And then I was like, oh my God. And then I ran away and I didn't want to check Facebook for days, but it ended up being good because I ended up inspiring a lot of people, and just being open and transparent with people makes you so much more relatable, because so many people do not share what's going on inside of them. A lot of people like to hold it in. But when they see other people being transparent and being open and being vulnerable, they're like, oh, thank you, because that's exactly how I was feeling. That's exactly how I was feeling. And thank you for sharing that, because that's been something inside of me that I've been wanting to get out forever. And you just said it for me. So, and then you start to build that trust in that relationship. So it's definitely something that can be very valuable to do. Let me see here. 3 new people a week. Yes. Okay. So there is one specific line that I learned from Janelle Summers that I think I learned it from her maybe a year ago at a Super Saturday event in Toledo, Ohio. She said at least 3 times a week, ask somebody the phrase, have you ever considered? And it could be, have you ever considered doing a workout? Have you ever considered drinking Shakeology? Have you ever considered joining a challenge group? Or have you ever considered doing what I'm doing as a coach? Whichever, conversation you're having with somebody, if you lead with, have you ever considered, it leaves it wide open for somebody to respond, because a lot of the times if you ask somebody, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? Maybe they're a challenger and they're doing really great and they have all the signs of being a great coach. And you go to them and you ask, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? And they might say, no, I never really have, but what is it? And then that is your opportunity to share what it is that you do with this person. You're getting it out there. Or maybe they say, yeah, actually I have considered it, but I really don't know what it's all about. And now you have an opportunity to tell them what it's all about. So 3 times a week, asking somebody, have you ever considered? And, plugging in whatever that pertains to, whether it's a challenge group or Shakeology or joining the coach team or whatever. And then let's see here. 3 times a week. No, that was the last thing I wanted to share. So that is what I call the magic of 3. So those are just some things that you can put on your to-do list throughout the week to make sure that you're putting out there on Facebook via public posts and even indirect message. So I think that was number 4. That was kind of a big one. And number 5. This is where I was kind of going with, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Google Plus. I don't even know how many other social media avenues are out there, blogging. But I know there's a lot. And I know a lot of people think that they need to do them all. I need to do it all because that's what this world is. We're all technical and we're all social media. I need to master them all. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. This goes back to the very first tip I gave you with knowing your target market. Same thing with social media. Being broad and having to master all of these social media avenues spreads you out way too thin. Okay, we already have a million things on our plate that we have to do every single day. Why add more? Why not just master 1 or 2 and get really good at it and then capitalize right there? So that's my number 5 tip. Pick 1 or 2 social media avenues and master those. For me, Facebook was the only social media I ever did. Only social media I ever did. And I did that for 2 years as a coach. And I did just fine. I did just fine, finding new people, drumming up new business, making Success Club every single month, hitting my goals in my business with just Facebook alone. And then Instagram came along. And the only reason I jumped on that one was because it was recommended by Chalene Johnson. Like if Chalene Johnson recommends it, then I know it's good because this woman spends, hours, days, months, years, like researching. Like she knew about Instagram probably 9 months before everybody else did, and I don't know, like she's just an amazing woman. Like she just knows her social media. That's her specialty. Like, she's just really good at social media. So my two are Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is probably my number one. I'm learning Instagram. I've spent the past 6 or 8 months, really learning Instagram. And I have to say that now I'm actually just starting to see like a turnaround, from Instagram, and getting customers and coaches, from there. So it took a long window, to really study Instagram, learn how it worked, how to build up my audience, about six to 8 months to actually see a return, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need to do this Instagram thing. And then they do it, and they might do it for a couple weeks and they don't see any return. So they're not consistent with it. You have to be consistent with it. You have to learn it. You have to learn the craft. And I highly encourage you, if you're serious about coaching and you're serious about using social media to build your business, then you're going to have to invest in some training to teach you how to learn these social media avenues. Instagram Impact Academy, comes highly recommended. From me, I did it with Chalene Johnson. She has it. I mean, you can just Google Instagram Impact Academy, and she has an entire Instagram tutorial, videos, information on how to grow your Instagram account, for $99, I think. And that's a steal. With the business that I've drummed up from Instagram, I've already paid that $99. It's paid for itself. I highly recommend it. So I just recommend, maybe utilizing that as your personal development, like for the next, I don't know, month or two. Just study Instagram and learn it, and learn how to build your account up. Learn the tips and tricks that she's offering you in Instagram. She has like over, I don't know, like 500,000 followers on her Instagram. It's crazy. Like, this woman knows what she's doing. So just in the last, couple of months, I think I started my goal at the end of December 2013. My goal was to hit at least 1,000 followers, by January 2014. So I hit that. I hit 1,000 followers in January 2014. And, fast forward to now, I think I'm about to clear 5,000 followers on Instagram. So it's a quick way to build up an audience. And there's the right way to gain Instagram followers, and there's a wrong way to gain Instagram followers. You want followers who are going to be loyal. You don't want what they call ghost followers. You don't want just somebody to follow you to follow you. You want somebody to follow you for a reason and for a purpose, to have a connection to you. And there's ways that I learned through the Instagram Academy that Chalene teaches on how to gain, loyal followers and build a relationship with those clients. I really feel like Instagram is the fastest way to build up your network right now. With Facebook, you can too, but there's so many restrictions on friending people and messaging people that you get thrown in Facebook jail. There's no Instagram jail. Like, you can follow whoever you want. You can comment on whoever you want. You can do whatever you want on Instagram. So I just highly encourage you to go out there and do your research and find out how you can learn about the different avenues. But Facebook and Instagram are the two that I use. I really can't give you any tips on Twitter. I know somebody asked about Twitter. I have a Twitter. All I have gone to do with Twitter is link it to my Facebook. So whenever I post on Facebook, it tweets it automatically to my Twitter. I never log into Twitter. I never tweet. I am way too long-winded. I can't tweet something in 30 characters or less. Like, I get frustrated. Like, I'm like, this is not enough for me to talk about what I want to say, So I'm like, so Twitter for me is not something that works. It works for other people. If that's something you want to pursue, I encourage you to go out and get and educate yourself on it. Because I do know that people are successful with Twitter. That's just not something that I've had any success with. Blogging, I can't really, I have a blog. I don't think I've used it in a while. But I think when you're getting into blogging, it's just something you have to research, because then you get into like online marketing and things like that, and like the top of the list and popular posts or something like that with search engines and things like that. So people actually even see your blogs. I would just say if you're going to do something, just learn it and be consistent with it, because there are many successful blogs out there. There are many successful Twitter accounts out there that are drumming up business. I would just, one thing I learned from Danny Johnson is that when you see people who are successful and you want to be successful, then you go follow those successful people and do what they do. And that is something that I do all the time. There are like one or two, maybe a handful, 5 top coaches that I follow consistently. Janelle Summers is one of them. I relate heavily to her. I love her posts. She's like me. I'm attracted to the way she puts her stuff out there. So Janelle Summers is one of those people. Lindsay Matway is another one. Megan Easwald is actually somebody that might not seem like a popular name, but I guarantee you will be hearing her name more. She's hovering around the top 13, top 15 coaches in the network, and she's really grabbed my eye. I really like her stuff, so she's somebody that I follow as well. Scotty Hobbs is somebody that I really like because the network is the top network of people in this business are mainly all women. And which is not a bad thing, but when there's a guy out there, I always like to see what they're doing. I mean, they're obviously different from the females that are up there. They're doing something different. They're connecting in different ways, and I always like to follow people who are doing something different. And Scotty Hobbs definitely has a unique niche. And for the guys that are on this call, he is definitely somebody I strongly recommend going and following and seeing what he's doing, because when you look at the coaches on his team, they're all women. So he's doing something right, connecting with these women and raising up rock star coaches. So I would be paying attention to what this guy is doing, and just learn from the experts. Go out and do your research. Go out and just own it. On your own. Really, that is the number one way that you are going to find what works for you. That's going to attach you to why you're doing this, why you're driven, and why you're going to stay with the fight, and do this for the long haul. You just have to decide and go find out what works for you. There were a few things that I had asked that people, maybe to post if they had questions for me. And I think I covered most of them. Let's see. Building a brand, finding a target market on Instagram. That just goes with, like on Instagram, like decide what your Instagram account is going to be about and only post about that. Like for me, if you want to go look at my Instagram account, if you have Instagram, or maybe you don't have Instagram, but if you want to look at my Instagram account, it's just Liz Bollini, all one word, LizBollini. And all I post about is fitness. And if I have a non-fitness post that I decide I want to throw up there just to show that I am human, then I will, like, in big letters say non-fitness post. If you don't like, keep scrolling. So that's I guess that kind of goes along with building your brand. I would say don't be all over the board on Instagram. People follow you for a reason on Instagram, and pretty much your reason on Instagram is fitness, motivation, inspiration. Things like that, things that go hand in hand with health and fitness. I seen a chat pop up that asked if I used Hootsuite. I have used Hootsuite, and I will occasionally use Hootsuite. Hootsuite is an automated posting site where you can actually pre-plan your posts on Facebook. I think you can do it on Twitter a few other ones. You can't do it on Instagram, but you can pre-plan your posts. So it saves time. It saves you from having to think of a post to put up. But I only use that sparingly, just because, your audience can tell when you've posted from Hootsuite. You know what I mean? And I'm all about being real. And if you have to plan your posts, then plan them and put them in a Word document and copy and paste them and throw them up when you're ready to post, if it's taking up too much time. But I've used Hootsuite in the past. Maybe I'm going to be like on vacation, maybe during Summit week, maybe when I'm gone at Summit and I'm not able to post, then maybe I'll set up a few Hootsuite posts. So that way my Facebook isn't going MIA while I'm, concentrating on all the stuff that's going on in Vegas for Summit. So maybe I'll utilize Hootsuite, but that is not something I really use consistently. Some coaches do, but I just like being more authentic. I like speaking from the heart and in the moment. That's where I find most of my Facebook posts do well. Let's see here, finding friends on Facebook. I think I covered that. Like I frequent target market pages, Fit Mom pages. Let's see here. Scotty had said something about like time management with social media, planning posts, schedule Facebook time and Instagram time. I highly recommend doing that. Like you can get so lost on Facebook, scrolling at your cousin's, uncle's, baby's, daddy's, dog's birthday party or something like that. And like, you just get lost in it, So, and before you know it, like an hour or two went by and you got absolutely nothing done. So I definitely recommend scheduling social media time, schedule Facebook time. Like I said, like you're going to be posting in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Once I post that evening post, I let it go. I'll let it marinate. I'm not going to like evening time is like my family time, unless I have a call scheduled like this. But like evening time is my family time. So I'm hardly on Facebook in the evening. If I put up a post, I usually let it out there and linger. And then the next morning, usually in the morning is when I go through and that's my Facebook time. I block off maybe an hour or two and I'm answering messages. I'm putting a post out there and I'm responding to, people's, comments and things like that, or I'm checking in with my challenger pages. Actually, I make it a point to check in on my challenger pages first thing in the morning. Like I do my workouts first thing in the morning and I post in my challenger pages first thing in the morning. So while I'm there posting my accountability, I'm checking in on everybody else. And then once I do that, that's done. Like I do not spend a whole lot of time in my challenger pages unless I see somebody, asking a specific question or maybe they tagged me, then I will. Other than that, I don't hang out in there a lot. Basically, I schedule time for those, kind of Facebook things. There's checking in on your challenger groups should be one area. Answering messages should be a whole nother area. And then spending time searching for new contacts should be scheduled in another time. So for me, like Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like my big recruiting days. Tuesdays I spend a lot of time going out and looking for new friends, making new friends, adding people to my Facebook. Wednesday is when my big post goes up for recruiting in a challenge group. And the people that have accepted my friend request from Tuesday, I send invites out to those people, inviting them to a conversation, talking to them, forming them up. And then Thursday, I spend a lot of time following up with those people. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is like the meat of my week. Mondays are follow-up days. Fridays, especially since summer is coming up, I like to give myself Fridays off. Like I'll work in the morning for a little bit. But then Friday, like I'm already in like weekend mode. And usually everybody else is too. So you can kind of tell like Friday is a quiet time on Facebook. Not a whole lot of people are posting or seeing posts or even worried about starting a fitness program on Friday. Like everybody's like, oh, I'll start on Monday. So Fridays for me, are just maybe days to get caught up on stuff. or maybe catch up on some follow-ups, depending on what time of the month it is. If it's towards the end of the month and I'm needing to make Success Club, then Fridays I'm spending a lot of time following up and getting back to people. But I mean, if I've already earned my Success Club points and we're all good, then I'm the boss of me. Take the day off, Liz. So that's kind of it. I definitely recommend doing time management stuff and pitching to your niche. So to go over the 5 things was, number 1, go over your target market, know who your target market is, pitch to your niche. Number 2, share and don't sell. Remember that facts tell and stories sell. So concentrate on sharing stories. And number 3, Facebook is like your living room. Think of it as a way to invite people into your world. You don't want to invite somebody into a messy house. Why invite them into a messy Facebook? So think of Facebook as your living room, and you're welcoming people into your home. Number 4 is post often, at least 3 times a day, morning, noon, evening, to boost your affinity and to make sure that people are seeing your post. Likes are good, comments are better. Be sure to post with a picture. That boosts up your affinity. And number 5, pick 1 or 2 social media avenues to concentrate in. Don't stress so much about having to be involved in every single one. Go with the one that's giving you the best turnaround and the best feedback, and learn about it. Take the time to invest and learn about that so that you can be a master of your own trade. That's really what this is about. You want to be a master in what it is that you're doing. Be a master in Facebook, be a master in Instagram, or be a master in Twitter, whatever it is your thing. Be a master in it. And that's really, really pretty much it. And I think we're like 5 minutes till 10. Is there anybody else do you have any questions? I can open it up and take maybe a few questions, something that I didn't hit on or didn't go over. Is there anybody that has anything? No? All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next week. I think it's the last one, the last ramp group. So looking forward to seeing you guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming on.